Hi everybody, Peg here, and I am doing a collaboration with a friend of mine from overseas. This is from Bea Grob, and she has a Facebook group you might want to check out, but she sent me this package of ephemera and said, make something with it. So that's what I plan on doing. There's ribbon and papers and maps and fabric and yeah, all kinds of things to play with here. So I think I'm going to make a journal. This fabric is really pretty. It's kind of a brocade. And so I'm going to get some chipboard, cut it down, and use this for the exterior of my book. These are 6x6 pieces of chipboard, and then I'm going to cut one piece down for the spine. And I think I'll make my spine, about 2 inches thick. And that'll give me plenty of room for signatures inside. I will use some nice papers. I don't know if I'll use mixed media paper or watercolor paper, but I can fold some pages and make some signatures. So I'm going to use some double stick tape to adhere this to the fabric on the front and back. It's a quick, easy way of doing it. I could use all kinds of glue. I could use, there are all kinds of things that you can use. This just happened to be what I reached for first today. So yeah, that's what I'm going to use. And this, I think, is some vintage fabric. It's really pretty. It's got some gold and, like I said, brocade. So I want to do it justice. And I think that putting it on the cover is going to really showcase it. So I'm just going to cover these pieces of board and then I'll move on. I don't plan to bore you with the details of covering chipboard. You guys have probably seen this a myriad of times, and if you haven't and you need detailed instruction, just leave me a message and I will try to hook you up with a video that goes into detail on that. But I'm just putting some double stick tape down around the edge so that I can wrap my edges, because you don't want a raw edge on the outside. And then I'll put a piece of map on the inside just to coat it. You want to miter your corners and make them neat. And yeah, that's all I'm doing is trim it down so that I can glue it down, and then I will make it neat and tidy and put a inside paper on to cover up all of the edges that are not so perfect, because I just, I'm not measuring and cutting perfectly. I'm just, okay, and I am using a little bit of adhesive in the corners and using some clamps to hold those down, because those tend to want to pop up. So, you can just clamp it in place easily enough. And this is just a smaller roll of double stick. I have double stick tape in a lot of different sizes because, it depends on the application. I don't really want to cut those big pieces down. So, you get some skinny ones, you get some fat ones, and you're set. So I found this map paper, which Bea had sent to me, and I thought that would make a good inside paper. So I'm going to cut it down to just fit inside this 6x6. Probably, reveal about a 1/4 inch around on the inside of that fabric. And then I'm going to run it through my Xyron machine. This creates a sticker back on the paper without having to apply that adhesive roll tape. So I apply my adhesive, I place it down, and I glue it in place. And voila, we have my first cover done. Gonna do the same process over for the second one. Glue those corners, clamp them down, get my second piece of paper ready with the Xyron sticky back, and then we will cover the second piece of board. And then of course we still have to do the spine, because we want our spine to look just as good as the rest of it. So I'll go through the same process, cover the spine with the fabric, cover the spine with the liner paper, and then we'll move on. Okay, So now I have this little package of embellishments and things that Bea had sent to me, and I'm thinking about how I'm going to incorporate some of this into my project, and I'm thinking, well, let's use it on the front of the journal. This Baroque looking fabric looks like it needs, you know, something to embellish the front. So I've got this text paper, looks something out of the book, and I'm going to use some archival inks and use some green and reds, complementary colors on there, along with the brownish tone of the text as it is. And I also want to use a little bit of this Distress Oxide. It's a spruce color, and it just, you know, it's got that kind of gray tone, weathered tone to it. So I'm thinking that's appropriate. And I need a backer because she sent me this cute little cutout. It's almost like a sticker or a die cut or something. It's a gold piece that has this man and woman in very fancy attire, and I need something to go behind them, and white would not be appropriate. So I'm going to stick them down or glue them down on a piece of this chipboard that I have colorized with my inks, and then I will place a piece of acetate, not acetate, what is that stuff? Acrylic. I have a little square acrylic block that I'm going to put over the top, and I'm just using glossy accents to put that down with. So this is the process. You'll see me going through here. Now, this is a hop, so I want to remind you that there are a bunch of other videos and to check the description box because, yeah, we all shared the same package, and everybody will be making something different, unique to themselves out of the things that Bea sent to us. So it's kind of fun to see what other people create using the same or similar types of supplies. Okay, back to our regular scheduled broadcast. So let's see, what am I doing now? Oh, yes, these are little buttons and things that she had sent me, and I just didn't feel that the color was really appropriate for what I was doing, so I wanted to alter them a little bit. So I got out some inks. These are from Vintage. They're a Ranger product, and they are meant to alter metal pieces, but they'll work on this also. So I'm just going to take a paintbrush and a little dabble-do-ya of this product, and I'm going to alter those buttons and make them the color that I'm looking for. Okay, so now I want to start assembling the cover. So I'm getting out a few things. I have these skeletal leaves, and I'm thinking I want to put something like that behind that image on the front, and I'll glue the pieces together. And oh yeah, used a gold pen because the image itself has gold in it, and I wanted to accentuate the gold, so I used a gold pen to go around the edge of that image and make it look more like a framed piece. So I'm just gluing that down on the piece of chipboard that has the leaf behind it, and then I'll glue that to my front cover, and that will be what I have so far. And then I'll take those pieces, those little washer type pieces and the flower buttons and things, and I'm going to just assemble those on the front cover, glue things down, and make it look cohesive. So Bea had also sent some lovely ribbon, and I thought, well, that's a good thing to put the pieces of my book together with. So I stitched this binding so that it makes the cover, but now I need to go to the inside here and finish this off. So I'm just going to take some sequin tape, and I'm going to run it, to start with, I'm going to run it right down the middle of those two pieces so that I can get to, oh boy, didn't line that up very good. Alright, let's see what I can do. I'm going to line that up so that it's ready to accept the tape. And then I want to line up my tape right along the seam and stick that down. And then the tape is actually about 2 widths of this, so I'm going to peel this up. I'm going to get some good tape down here. Yeah, peel this up. Easier said than done. Whoops. Get a pokey tool here. See if I can get it up. Oh, and then I got one that's then I got a bent pokey tool. Alright. Should work anyway, right? So that's the first piece. And I'm going to put another one right here next to it. Just like so. And see if I can get that up. Oh, the tedious things, good grief. Isn't it always that way? Ah, always seems to be that way. Alright, that tool isn't any good. Let me get a knife. Come on, you can come up. Why do I always have so much trouble with tape? Alright, there we go. Got that one started. I'm just going to take the piece from the front side and fold it down onto that tape. And this piece, I'm actually going to take some, let's see, I've got some tacky glue here. So I'm going to put a little tacky glue along the top here, just to make sure we get a good bond, and I'm going to fold that over to make it neat. And I'm going to put that up at the top. Something to wipe on other than my pants. I I know I have a rag here somewhere. There we go. And a smooth, whoops, that popped up. I'll smooth this down the length of the book. Leave a little bit extra so I can fold that over. Apply a little tacky glue there. Fold over my ribbon to make it pretty. And tuck it in. Might have left it a little too long. There we go. Alright, so that's one. And then I'll do the same over on this side, and then we will have our binding. Make sure that gets down in the crevice. Okay. And if there's anything that's popping up like this, I can always come back with a little glue later. Alright, I'll be back in a minute. So I'm just finishing up some of the last stitching in the book. I'm just putting my last signature up here. I'm going to measure it, make sure I've got my holes in the right spots, which is, let's see, that one needs to come down right about there. So I've marked them, and I'm just going to take my paper piercer and I'm going to poke through to make it easier for my needle when I go to stitch my signature in. Okay, make sure I got this going right side up. Some of these pages actually had a direction to them. I don't think this one makes any difference, but okay, so we've got that good to go. Where's my thread? Right here. So I'm coming through from this top over here. Gonna go back through, oops, go back through the outer part into my book. And it really doesn't matter how you stitch this. You can go in and out any way you want. Make your own pattern. I haven't followed anything specific here. I've just gotten to the outside and gone back to the inside. And that works for me. Let's see. Now we're on the last signature, so I probably should pay a little more attention. So if I come... I think I'll come all the way down on the inside and come back up here because I want to tie off in the middle because I've got this thread here in the middle. So for this one I'm going to go all the way to the end. No, that's not going to make it right. I'm going to have to sew back through. Alright, never mind. I'm going to go back to the middle. Through the hole, come out the other side. This is waxed linen thread I'm using. Pull it through here, tighten it up. I want to go back through the top. Make sure I get it into my signature correctly. And can't see where I'm going. There we go. Now I can see where I am. So now I've got the needle coming through. I just need to pull it on through. Okay, tighten up. I'm going to go back down through the middle. And tighten up. Okay, so now it's just a matter of tying off, and I've got this piece that I had originally on the other side, and I'm just going to wind through the back side. The same way I started, so I'm going to go back up to the top, come back down, go back up, go back down, until I finish stitching all of my signatures in. Okay? Okay, so that's about it. It's a wrap. I can show you the binding on the edge. I have all of my signatures sewn in. There are 6 signatures with 5 sheets each, so that's a total of 60 pages that I have to work with, and all I have left to do is maybe tie some of this pretty ribbon onto those strings on the edge to pretty this up. And I hope you enjoyed this. Be sure and check out Bea and the other people that are hopping along, and thanks for stopping by. Remember, you make a difference, and I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.